to prepare the students for the trip and to process them when they return after the trip. What did you see? So it becomes something very, very different. And I think in order for you to do this, the teacher must know what are the things in the museum too, which I love. So what happens is, normally this is not ours. I was looking for pictures of it. But in most museums you have this. It's always, don't bring a pet, don't smoke, don't take pictures, don't touch, don't eat, don't bring ice cream, don't bring a bag, backpack, and an umbrella. So everything is don't do this, don't do that. And I'd like to, when we were with the Historical Commission, I asked that we change all our signs because I said, I come in and it's a welcome to the museum. It's always don't do this, don't do that, no smoking, no ID, no entry. And so we removed it. And one of the things I wanted was I said, can people take pictures? So I said, can you have all the no pictures sign taken down and please take pictures. And of course the museum curator didn't want to do it. So when I went to another museum, I saw it was still up, so I called Manila and said, didn't I ask last month that all the no pictures signs be taken down? And our curator told me, sir, that is standard international museum practice. And I said, don't patronize me because in other museums I can take pictures as long as there's no flash. And those are really rare objects. What are the reproductions in Rizal's house? Rizal's house isn't even original. It was built in 1950, and almost everything there is new. So why can't we take the pictures? And then I actually said, because I was so upset, I said, can you show me the scientific study that will tell me how long it will take for a painting to fade with 24/7 continuous flash? I said, even if we do that, we will all be dead and the painting will still be there. So I said, but never mind, no flash allowed. So this is the kind of thing that we have. When I went abroad the first time, it was to enter the Louvre for the first time. It was not at the pyramid. It wasn't as organized as it is today. It wasn't as nice as it was here, where actually they could even smoke inside. But it was like this, painting after painting after painting. But today when you go in, they've sort of reduced it, so it's not so congested. But in the past, part of my trade was just being totally overwhelmed by everything that you can see. And I realized when I went in that it was just halls and halls and halls. After 5 minutes, if you're really bored, you'll really be bored and you go out. But because I knew my Greek and Roman mythology, I could understand the pictures. I knew some of my saints' lives, so I could understand the pictures. But again, if there was nothing there, you look at it, after a while, you get tired. But part of it also is, you go to a museum and you don't go just once. You must come back again and again, because you can never really see everything. But the thing here is, our training is you go once and never go back again. So you have to understand that. So my real thing with museums, what are the things that I remember? Going to San Agustin, where Yael's grandfather's things are. And when you go in, it's hot because it's not aircon. And it really is stuffy. And if you don't like old things, people get scared looking at all these santos here. And it really looks nice, very medieval. But you go in and you remember particular ones. My favorite saint was this one. Because this is San Pedro Martir, who was killed because they hacked him to death. But what I liked was, he had Bonifacio's bolo on top of it. And there was no pain, it's just there. And there's blood on the bolo. And I liked this ever since I was a boy. I often imagine teachers I didn't like with the bolo. But this is the thing. So you remember certain things. And I like to think that if you do that with museums, let people explore and find what they like, then it becomes different. After San Agustin, the other thing I used to visit was the Old National Museum. Now that there's a lot to see, please go if you have the time. Before, you only went to see the Spoliarium and never mind. There was a wall which I like, which they have since removed. It was a wall filled with grasshoppers. It was one big wall, and then it was like it looked like ipis to me. No? So it frightened me, parang a horde of ipis invading your house. No? But they had something like 2,000 grasshoppers on the wall. They removed that. But the Spoliarium is one of the things that's important because we study about it all the time. We heard about it, but we don't know what it is. So when you look at when you know the story, how it was created in Europe, how it was donated to us, and because it was so big, it couldn't fit in a crate, they cut it up in 3 portions. You don't see that anymore because they did a good Wikipedia job on it. So the things are very well preserved. And this is what it when it arrived. So you see it cut in the 3 portions, and they got people to talk about it. This is Fernando Morsolo, national artist for painting. They're studying and seeing how this thing can be restored. Here you see Carlos Francisco, Vicente, Victorio Edades, modern painters, everyone contributing to finding out how to restore and fix this painting. But eventually, we learned that the Spoliarium won 1 out of 3 gold medals that were given out. It's not also first, second, third prize. Hidalgo won a silver medal, which is 1 out of 45 that were given out. So I'm not saying this to make us feel bad, but we have to understand it's not like the Olympics. But because they won, the Spoliarium won, it's an important part of Philippine history because they were so proud. It's like Pacquiao winning. No, the whole Philippines became happy. But in this time, Rizal delivered a speech in this hotel, which was unfortunately closed. And the hotel actually clearly declared that genius knows no country, because we were being told that if you are Pinoy, only Spanish are good looking, only Spanish are intelligent, only Spanish can do things. And suddenly they realized this is Luna, who won against his classmates and even against his teachers. So how come things should not be the way that they are? And this was on the level of art. And so because of this, it inspired them to do greater things. Now the other funny part is that because we learned that it's a great painting, we often tell people what it is. And I ask my students, what do you see? And they often say it's an allegory of the colonial condition. That Filipinas, who is here, is crying, and then there's a dead gladiator here. When you look at it, and you are taught all the way since grade school, this is Filipinas, this is the colonial condition. You look at it, our students, we have all watched Gladiator. There's no Filipinas there. She's not there. Why do we say Filipinas? Because people like Lopez Haina and Rizal use the painting to talk about the colonial condition. But when we look at it today, we don't see that anymore. Why did Luna win the prize? Because he painted a painting which was also at the time.